Good afternoon, my name is William Casberg with the San Antonio Police Department.
I'm Jesse Trevino, also with the San Antonio Police Department.
So what we're going to be talking about today is both the involvement of you being the role player, participating with training with law enforcement to have a positive outcome with the community dealing with persons that have a mental illness that happen to be in crisis. So what we'd like to share with you today is some of the guidelines, some of the things that are acceptable doing role plays, what our expectations are as the greater mentors, as the instructors, and some of the things that we will share with you.
So one of the things we want to emphasize is, as you go through this training video, you're going to learn about positive reinforcement for the officer. So in other words, if an officer says something correctly, as we teach you, you want to give him more information. If he says something that's not what we taught you, you're going to give him negative reinforcement, maybe withhold information, or maybe have a negative reaction, maybe get escalated.
So some of the things we want you to take in consideration is we need your enthusiasm, two, your energy, as well as your creativity. So some of those things can include wardrobe. We'll give you characters and some of the things that the officers encounter in the field, such as mood disorders, schizophrenia, bipolar, maybe suicidal subjects, or folks that are experiencing some homicidal ideations. We have Sophiana is our rock star, superstar. She's going to be our role player today. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what we're doing. This is our Monday role play. This is what we refer to as our active listening role play. If you notice, it seems a little strange that we're standing behind Jesse Trevino here. And the reason being is he can't see us. And if you ever want to talk about how to really frustrate an officer or make him uneasy, is when he can't see hands and when he can't see body language and movement and things of this nature. And the whole purpose of that is the only thing he can do is actively listen. He can only hear what we're doing and the manner in which we're saying these things and the manner in which they're being presented to him.
Hi, my name is Jesse with the San Antonio Police Department. I was told that you were having some issues here at school.
Yeah, I guess.
What's your name?
Sophiana.
Again, Sophiana, nice to meet you. My name is Jesse. You seem very upset.
I am upset.
I can hear it in your voice that you're either angry or sad.
Yeah, been bullied at school, I guess.
Bullied at school?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
They just call me names. They push me around and they're just mean and I don't do anything.
So I'm hearing that they push you around, they call you names, and they're mean to you. Is that right?
Yeah.
I understand.
You do understand? You understand what it's like to be a girl?
Well, no. I mean, I don't understand. I should have said that. What was your name again?
Sophiana.
Okay. Sophiana, I don't know what it's like to be a girl, so I should have said I understand, so I apologize for that. Have you told anybody about what's going on?
No.
Okay.
Okay. So some of the things you saw us do today is Officer Trevino on this one actually said, I understand. He did that intentionally. Is the only thing we don't ever want to say is that we understand what the person is experiencing or what they're dealing with. And as we did that intentionally on this role play, that's one thing we're going to expect the role player to do as well, is to be really upset when you hear those things, which is very typical in our communication to us to say, I understand. Because we really don't understand. And as she did, she showed you, she got really upset, really angered by that, because do you really understand what she's dealing with, those kind of things. And that's where we're expecting the officer to recover by, as Officer Trevino showed us, is to apologize and try to move on and keep that rapport that he's established with the role player, and to move on from that point.
Another thing I did that I probably shouldn't have is not remember her name. That is important. In a role play, maybe you can get away with it once, but if you do it again, or you repeat the same questions over and over again, or you aren't listening to the answers, you'll probably get a lot of heat for that too.
So this role play is basically, this is our Tuesday role play. It becomes a lot more involved. The first day, all communication. So what we're going to be doing as a role player is going to be doing on this day 2 is assisting us with communication, as the officers will be involved. And then 2, you'll have an actual role play of either schizophrenia or the mood disorders, things of this nature. This specific role play is going to be a person that has schizophrenia, experiencing what we refer to as auditory hallucinations. In other words, they're hearing things, and typically it's very negative, as you're seeing, and they respond negatively. We see this quite a bit. It's very common for us.
Hi, my name is Jesse. I'm with the San Antonio Police Department. I was called here by your family. They're worried about you. What's your name?
Sam.
Sam? Can you focus on me? Sam, focus on my voice. Focus on me, okay? Are you hearing voices? You're hearing things? What are the voices saying, Sam?
I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here now.
Sam, you're safe, okay? I'm here with the police, and you're safe. I need you to focus on me, okay? Sam, I can see that you're afraid, but I want to reassure you you're absolutely safe. I won't let anything happen to you, okay? I need you to focus on my voice. Out of all the voices, focus on mine, okay? Sam, have you been eating? When was the last time you ate?
I don't know.
You're safe, Sam. You're safe.
So some of the things we saw in this role play is we saw Officer Trevino interacting with this role player who had schizophrenia, like I said, responding to the internal stimuli. And if you notice, he established that rapport. He came across very compassionate and very empathetic with the role player. And if at any point you get, and it does happen, unfortunately, because like I said, this is a learning opportunity for these officers when they're going through this training. They may not come across very empathetic, or they may come across kind of stern. And that's where your role is to have an effect on that officer by saying, you don't care, you leave me alone. We showed you a perfect example, but you will see as a role player some people that may come across not as compassionate. Officer Trevino actually went down on one knee, and that really comes across very compassionate and helps establish that rapport. So these are some of the things that we want you to see, and you can see as a role player how you could actually be creative, have things in the role play like newspapers, that this is the only place you feel safe, or maybe a teddy bear, those kind of things, and have different kind of props such as empty pill bottles, or maybe bottles that are empty wine bottles and things of that nature that really just kind of add to your role play.
All right, so the next role play you're about to see is something that could affect the school resource officer. In other words, officers that deal primarily with children.
Hello, are you okay?
No. It's gonna flood. They're all gonna die. No.
They're all going to die. My name is William. What is your name?
Sofiana.
Sofiana? Okay, like I said, I'm a police officer here. I work at the school. I'm just here to help you and check on you. They said you didn't want to leave school. Can you tell me what's going on with you today?
It's raining. No, the house is gonna float away. Oh my gosh.
Sofiana, can you tell me what you were, because it's just sprinkling outside. What's going on with you?
No, they died.
They died.
My family.
Your family died. Okay. You look really upset. I can't imagine what you're going through right now, but I'm here to help you. You seem like you don't really want to talk to me. Is everything okay?
No, it's not okay.
Okay. Did you have a bad experience with the police, or?
They handcuffed me. They dragged me away.
Okay, Sophia, I don't know what happened in the past, but I can tell you, whatever happened in the past, we're just here to help you. My name is William, and this is my other officer that's here to help me, and his name is Jesse.
No.
Sophiana, have you not been sleeping at all?
No, the raindrops.
Because it rained last night, so you didn't sleep last night?
No.
I want you to know that you're absolutely safe right now.
Okay.
Right, what we just saw was my amazing partner do a wonderful job at being the primary officer. What you won't have on Monday is the second officer. It's usually just one on Monday, but the rest of the week there will be another officer, what's called the cover officer. He won't speak much, he won't say anything. His job is, we're teaching him to kind of scan the area, make sure everything's safe, and make it safe for the primary officer if he wants to establish rapport, maybe get closer, maybe sit down, get on one knee. We have one officer on both feet kind of watching the area. So this next role play will be done on what we call Wednesday, right? Suicide Depression Day.
My name's William, this is my partner Jesse. What is your name?
Lisa.
Lisa. Okay. We were asked to come and check on you. It's obvious you're having a really bad day. Are you really upset about something today? Can you tell me what's going on today?
I just don't want to be here anymore.
What does that mean?
I just don't want to be alive anymore.
You look really sad. Are you thinking about hurting yourself right now?
No! Why would you ask me that? Huh? What kind of question is that?
Are you thinking about killing yourself right now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a plan of what you would do? Can you tell me about that?
I'm gonna close the garage and just leave my car on till I can't breathe anymore.
I can't imagine what you're going through, Lisa, but I do want to help you. I need to know a little bit more about what's going on with you. Have they ever said you've been diagnosed with something like depression? No? What got you to this point? Did something happen today?
I don't feel like I just deserve to live like my parents hate me.
Your parents hate you. I'm sorry you're feeling like this. I can't imagine what you're going through, but I want to help you right now. Have you attempted suicide in the past? What have you done in the past?
I just took a lot of pills.
Took a lot of pills? What about sleeping? Have you been sleeping at all?
Sometimes too much, sometimes not at all.
What about eating? Have you been able to eat at all in the last few days? So you're not eating, you're not sleeping, and you feel like your parents are against you right now?
Yes.
Like I said, Lisa, we just want to help you, okay? Have you done anything to hurt yourself yet? Or try to kill yourself yet?
So what you just saw there was a fantastic role play. My partner William Casper did an amazing job, and the role player did exceptionally well. One thing that we want to reiterate is that we really want you to affect the learning experience of the officer, right? And we want to give them positive reinforcement for things they do right and negative reinforcement for things they do wrong. What my partner would have never asked, but did for the purposes of instruction, was ask her if she was wanting to harm herself or hurt herself. Of course, you saw the negative reinforcement from the role player. We want to see that from you. We want to punish them, if you will, for asking the wrong thing. We want them to flat out ask about suicidality. We want to ask for killing yourself.
And so we'll direct you on these things, because like I said, during the instruction, the lecture that they received during the day, we're giving the officer things like scales and things to say and things not to say. And we'll make sure that the role player is also versed in what's expected of the officer, because we want them to be successful and set them up for success when they do go out in the field and deal with people that are suicidal or going through a lot of depression. And as you saw, our role player, who was phenomenal, she really put a lot of energy into it, and it takes a lot out of you. But the more you put into it as a role player, the more that the officer is going to take away from it, because it brings the realism, it shows the energy, and it requires the officer to give input, because it's not a hands-on. It's if I don't perform well, if I don't speak well, then the success or the outcome of the role play or the scenario is going to have an effect.
Just an overview of what you learned today. So you saw that Monday was the active listening portion. There's really no type of mental illness involved. It's just an interaction where we force the officer to use their listening and to learn the active listening skills. Tuesday, we're introducing psychosis and mood disorders. We're giving them the real glimpse of mental illness and what it looks like. And we're teaching about mental decompensation and maybe homicidal ideation. Wednesday, we get into depression and suicidality. We talk about PTSD, these types of things where it brings people down and they want it in their life. And then Friday is the big test where you kind of put the officers to the test. It's a long role play where the other role plays are about 8 minutes or so. This one's 12. And you bring up everything they've seen through the week, and it can be pretty much anything. It's a free for all what you want to do. It encompasses everything, very cumulative.
First off, we would like to thank you for even taking the time to listen to this instruction and your willingness to participate as a role player. And we'd like to give a real big shout out to A&M Studios for their time and their involvement and their desire to participate. And everything that they do is so professional and so over the top and helping us really have an effect on the community.
There's nothing more valuable to this training than what you're doing right now. So CIT training has come a long way over the years, and we pride ourselves on how well our model is recognized. But one of the main reasons why it's so successful is because we use scenario-based role-play training. So your part is actually very integral to everything we do. So thank you so much for that.